Good day, brothers and sisters in Christ. I welcome you to our Sunday reflection for Corpus Christi Year C. The theme of our reflection is the power of self-giving. Have them sit down in groups of about 50. Luke chapter 9, verse 14. In the early hours of September 8, 1860, the Lady Elgin, a side-wheel steamship, sank in Lake Michigan after being rammed by the Augusta. Although the passenger manifest was missing, it is estimated that over 300 people lost their lives. Students from Northwestern University and Garrett Biblical Institute watched the show on the morning of the accident, searching for survivors. One of them was a ministerial student named Edward Spencer, who repeatedly waded into the frigid waters to rescue passengers for over 6 hours. He saved 17 passengers, but suffered injuries that rendered him invalid for the rest of his life. A plaque in his honor was placed at the university gymnasium and later moved to the university library. Sadly, at his funeral some years later, it was noted that none of the people he rescued ever visited him or thanked him personally for his heroic effort. In other words, they took his efforts for granted. As we celebrate the solemnity of Corpus Christi, we are reminded of what Jesus did for us. He gave us his body and blood, meaning his entire self. The body signifies his physical dimension, while his blood signifies his life force. Jesus gave himself through his teaching, healing, and the ultimate sacrifice on the cross. Our readings compel us to reflect on how we should respond to such a magnanimous act. In our first reading, Abraham gives Melchizedek a tenth of everything he possessed, responding to Melchizedek's blessing and offering on his behalf. Our second reading encourages us to continue the Eucharistic sacrifice of Jesus in memory of him. However, memory is not a mere recollection of what Jesus did for us. It is about allowing Jesus to transform us in the Eucharist so we can live sacrificially as he did. We may be captivated by the miraculous multiplication of the loaves in the Gospel reading and fail to reflect on the role of the apostles, who were Jesus' instruments in the process. Jesus challenged them to give the people something to eat, and he fed the crowd through them. There is a similar pattern in all our readings today. Abraham gives a tenth of all he possesses to Melchizedek. The disciples distribute the 5 loaves and 2 fish to the crowd. And Jesus gives his own body and blood to his disciples. In like manner, Corpus Christi challenges us to replicate Jesus' self-giving and offer our entire selves to our brothers and sisters. Why do we find it difficult to give of ourselves? Our difficulty lies in thinking that we have nothing to offer. Like the disciples, we often believe that what we have will not be sufficient or make a difference. This failure stems from forgetting our identity. It is not about what we give, it is about who we are. Henry Nouwen articulates this reality, and I quote, "The real question is not what can we offer each other, but who can we be for each other? No doubt, it is wonderful when we can repair something for a neighbor, give helpful advice to a friend, offer wise counsel to a colleague, bring healing to a patient, or announce good news to a parishioner. But there is a greater gift than all of this. It is the gift of our own life that shines through all we do." As I grow older, I discover more and more that the greatest gift I have to offer is my own joy of living. my own inner peace, my own silence and solitude, my own sense of well-being. When I ask myself, who helps me the most, I must answer, the one who is willing to share his or her life with me. End of quote. When we are truly present to each other, Jesus comes among us, multiplying our resources in ways we cannot imagine. Being present and giving ourselves to each other is a great miracle in a world where we craft means of avoiding each other. So this week I invite you to do the following. First, read St. Teresa of Avila's reflection, Christ has no body now but yours. Meditate and pray about your role as Christ's hands, eyes, and feet. Secondly, each day this week, find one action by which you may serve as Christ's body in the world. And finally, spend some time this week in Eucharistic adoration. Visit Jesus in gratitude for what he did for you. Have a blessed Corpus Christi celebration.